down here is water.
I didn't bring any coins with me.
Oh, there's all the stuff. Hey, Bonnie.
Hi.
Hey, Cake Cake.
No, we're not
Have
getting
you put that
any of
dance
those. We're
video
gonna
on
go look out
YouTube
over the
yet,
mountain.
I have.
Here, Papa needs to know.
Okay. It's on the home movie channel.
Papa needs
Do we want to go in the store for a minute?
I was
or-
gonna go to the Caesar's Head
Yeah,
Lookout.
yeah. I was saying to look out too. Okay.
This is
If
so
we want to go to the store, we have to go to the store.
Don't touch it.
Okay, well, let's do
Yeah,
that.
I don't want to stop that by him.
I pick eagle. I know there
Where's
is some.
Patrick? Oh, he's still in the bathroom. We don't want to know about it. Just come on.
Don't tell. Don't ask, don't tell. Don't ask, don't tell.
Miss Gibson was the best.
Whew.
They were gonna put a stove for both chairs.
Now think about this. Let's window shop in the little store because we are also going to go to the gift shop at Camp Greenville. So we're not going to spend any money until we've looked at both shops.
Okay, and if I don't find anything, I'm going to come back.
What?
You recorded anything?
Yeah, man. Why not?
And get what you had your eye on.
There was something else in my eye.
I'm looking forward to getting some coffee in the gift shop. Yeah, they may have some coffee in the gift shop. Oh, here.
Now come here.
I think they have
Sarah, let me
slushies
tell
at the
you
one
a
at
secret.
Camp Greenville.
When we go in here, when we go in this little shop, we're just going to look. We're not going to buy anything today, okay? We might buy a treat when we leave on Sunday.
I thought that was a credit card.
That's right. Hot and
What
cold
did
drinks.
I say about coming in the store? We're going to buy something? No, we're just looking today, okay? And if we see something we like, we can always come back Sunday. I think we need to wait till Sunday when we see the other gift shop. And then we can come back. Huh?
We don't get to come back here.
We'll come back here.
What if we don't?
What
What if?
if? All right, so you ready?
What is this? Oh, that's one of those like credit card holders for your phone.
Oh, that's cool.
It like sticks on the back of your phone. I would lose it. It's a problem.
Stickers. Penny pocketbook. Check that out. All right, Sarah, you ready?
Come on. I like those walking sticks.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody out.
Well, this is kind of thick.
Oh, is it? You want me to hold it?
I heard that part.
Sure. It's like the whole thing.
Look at her.
Run, run, run. Don't fall. You want to catch up with the big kid so
Oh,
bad.
No, she's such a big girl.
Yeah, she's a big girl.
She's worried to death about what the big girls are doing
excuse me.
all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Those girls, she says.
The goils.
Don't get off the path. That's where the ticks are.
Yeah, watch out for the ticks
Yes,
and
bad
stuff.
ticks this year.
No ticks. Bye.
Well, we're going this way.
Mother, I pick eagles. I pick eagles.
All right, I hope we see some.
Look at that little pig. Look at that pig. She got a paw. My puppies always get into my puppy. All of my kitties. Hey, there's a mountain.
There's a mountain.
I'm totally just like.
Like a newberry.
Is that Newberry down
You can
there?
see the Caesar's head from here.
There's another mountain that is Dollywood.
You see the lake?
Yeah. I see Dong coming towards. See Dong.
Mm.
I see it. I see it. I see Dong. It's coming this way. Hey, look. There's a Doka.
Okay.
Maybe this
You want to go look over here?
I want to go deal with it. Where's Taylor?
I don't know.
We might have gone down to Devil's Kitchen.
All right, do you want to come down here? Can he jump?
I can't.
I can't jump.
And I can hop on this one.
Yeah.
They can't even let it go. I see them. Hey, Patrick, come on.
Okay.
Can I go down there?
Yeah.
We're going to do something cool. Hey, look. Hey, Daddy.
Hit it.
Get me back. Whoa. Yeah, buddy. Hop.
Oh, can you get out that way?
Yeah, I can hop up. I can hop.
Your turn.
Yeah, we can go this way. Oh, y'all can?
I can hop.
I'm gonna go this way too. I'm right here. Oh, well. Bonnie went up. Like already here.
So many.
Come
There's probably more trees in this area than there is humans on Earth.
Oh, bro, I didn't know this was here.
You think so?
Quarter.
Carl, you think so?
Oh, bro, I can still see. You know? Yeah. There's way more trees.
Why don't you come on this side over here?
Oh, we could walk up this way.
I can walk down. Wow. How did you? Now you done the shortcut.
Daddy, you found it. This is the first time anyone's ever been here.
I see something.
You can tell by that razor barbed wire around the observation deck.
Come on this way. I don't know if there's any poison ivy over there.
Hey, I found it. Me and my dad found a shortcut.
Are you gonna go down there? I'm scared.
Dungeon.
A dungeon. You want to go in the dungeon? Shall we?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they went in there.
Yeah, I think they did.
Something was moving.
I think it was that lady.
This is not a duck.
Well, I'm going down. You follow Mama.
Where you go, Mommy?
Okay,
Why are you holding
I'll
that?
follow you.
Okay. Wait, can I hold your camera?
I'll hold it for right now until you get down the stairs.
Hey, this is a dungeon.
It is a dungeon.
If he's a
A
ghost.
natural dungeon made out of some rocks.
Maybe I have to go. Treasure. No. It's not a dungeon.
Ooh, Mama's in the rocks.
What do you think he's making? His name is Matt Satan. It's Lucifer Morningstar. No, Lucifer Morningstar.
Lucifer. Luca.
Luke Skywalker.
We would totally get crushed with him.
That's me.
And they just built the case inside it.
That's actually good. This looks nothing like a kitchen.
Down the duck.
It would be a very inefficient kitchen.
Duck. You Look, we have proof.
Well, they better not be because the bears will come for those.
Yeah, don't touch this. The bears will come.
Yeah, this is not a kid.
Excuse me?
Yes, bears on the mountain.
That's dope.
All right, let's keep going. So we
We need to work the bridge.
Well, I don't know where this comes out.
I'm going to look at the edge of the other side.
All right, but how beautiful this is.
I'm gonna take a picture.
Think so? Oh, Bruce, wait for me.
Oh, we're gonna stay on the trail. There's a trail. There's a trail right up here. The trail we're gonna end up on. Yeah.
That's crazy cool.
Shortcut from what? It's a mountain right there.
Oh wow, this is so pretty. All right, where? Hey, no fuck that.
Me too, bro. I'm doing it over the other part.
I'm gonna do it on the big part. Chippy, chippy.
Yep. Kira, they ready to come back up the trail?
Well, they're still going down it.
There's nowhere to go to from here.
Let's go, kid.
Let's go back up because yeah, mommy's gonna help you. Come on,
Oh, my leg.
Daddy's way up here.
I'm way up here. Here, you take this, I'll carry it.
Okay.
Well, the shortest shortcut is going back up the way we came. Come on. Bottom of the mountain. Come on, let's go this way.
Might have to try it another way.
No,
You gotta go on the top one.
You have to.
I don't.
Can I check?
Bonnie,
Huh.
you see the cloud shadow?
I'm ready.
All right. Those are the clouds.
All right.
My turn.
Changing the van.
Can I go back to the van for 25 cents? So I can see how this thing?
No, we got the camera. You can zoom into stuff with that.
Yeah.
You have the zoom in camera for free.
Let's go. Can you everyone in the van?
Yeah, we'll be there in a minute. All right.
There's a plane.
Mommy, I need you to hold me.
That's just a
Yeah.
Daddy, I
really
need
big
you
bird.
to hold me.
No, we're not doing that.
I want to do it.
We're not doing it, baby.
I want to do it.
Oh, look at all those birds. That's a big bird. That is a big bird. I mean, for it to be that far out.
This is directly in the path of bird migration, is what the sign said.
Cool. So you can watch the birds fly.
Yeah.
Mama, can you hold this?
Hey, I want to do that. And I need somebody to help me. I need you to help me.
boy. Oh boy.
Yeah, you hear me like that? I could learn that. I just hate them. I can learn that.
That'd be really cool. Or you could like, or you could just parachute down. That'd be cool.
No, the birds don't eat.
Yeah, the birds don't eat that.
They don't eat that.
I just finished that one my dad does. A baby bird.
What? Dude, look how green this tree is.
I can see my echo. Echo.
Green. I don't know.
Oh no.
He's feeding the birds.
Oh, you're feeding the birds the candy. I don't think that's a good idea.
Here's them.
Don't you throw that stick.
They
That's-
can
Let me try my
Don't you throw that stick. Give it to Mama.
Yeah, that's trash.
Do you have that cup?
Oh, there's little birds again, like right above us.
Daddy, I need you to hold me.
Okay, you ready to go back to the van?
I need my mom to hold your cup.
Okay.
And I,
Dude, I want to.
I got it.
One of those candy.
Daddy, stop. We need to put this.
Let me see your butterfly, Ellen. That's so pretty. That's awesome. That's cool. Awesome.
These are There's little things sticking on his head as the antennas.
Ah! Like that? Oh, that's cool to have that up there. That's cool.
Look at my sister's paw. I'm making yours.
Enjoy it.
Don't take a picture of mine.
That's cool.
Take a picture of mine.
Shit. I like these shirts. Shit.
Now click on my
Ooh.
I'm making a necklace. Of course, I'm making a clay necklace.
That's very, very
Daddy,
cool.
mine.
Do yours? Let's take a look at what you have there. Oh, you're making that. What is it?
That's a necklace. I need to
Mama got a necklace too.
I mean, sometime after lunch. When? Maybe 2, maybe 3, whatever. Yeah, we're just gonna head out at some point. Do you have a gig or anything?
No.
Are you off on Monday?
I'm off on Monday. Yeah.
We are gonna go back early to take Monday as a rest day from vacation.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in
so we
and
don't
do
have
some
to
work
jump
on
right back
Sunday
into
though.
it. That does make sense.
I'll go in and do some work. And then you're gonna go do some work?
Yeah, I've got work to do.
I've done some work.
God. I'm really proud that like the business I've been building has like is starting to go somewhere, but man, it feels very overwhelming.
That's the trouble with success.
Wow, now I have more work than I want to do.
It's very overwhelming.
That's true. Yeah, I get requests like that. Well, but mine don't pay. That's why I don't do them all.
You get paid by the view.
It's not like somebody asks for a song and goes, hey, here's $100, shoot the cover. That doesn't happen.
Is that your daddy's camera?
I've had it happen where people sent me cash twice, though. So then they ask for charges.
Is this still recording? Mr. Munson.
Your chin. Sarah, don't pick at your chin.
You don't want to pick at it.
It'll make it bleed.
Yeah, it won't heal as well.
Cup it. There it goes.
Moisturizer. I got some like Cetaphil back there. Yeah, Elizabeth face planted at the bottom of the steps, right between her eyes, right here. I'm all about some good
See, I don't do special order stuff like you do.
Well, I'm doing it right now just to get my name out there, but eventually I can't wait to stop. You know what I mean? Like I can't wait to get.
I record you.
I do special.
No, that's my daddy. Stop. That's my daddy.
I have a Patreon account or whatever, and people donate to that. People do request stuff.
He's got him 2 little kittens. Yeah, he loves them.
It's my grumpy cat.
Look at that.
With do a little bit doing the ends or the ears.
All right, I'm gonna run up to the cabin and wash my hands and use the potty, and I'll be right back.
Need some help?
No, I'm gonna wash my hands and use the bathroom.
Okay, cool. Okay, just asking. There's Grumpy Cat. Hey, Grumpy Cat. That's a creepy looking nose. You got a creepy looking nose too?
No.
No? Okay.
I got pink.
You got pink? Pink beads.
I can record.
Cool. If you want to hold the camera, that's cool.
No, that's
Be very careful. Yeah. Hola, ¿qué pasa?
Hey.
Not in a personal space.
They're pink beads.
Did y'all have a good time?
Where'd y'all go?
Zip lining.
Zip line? How was it? Cool. Was it the same place it was last year? Cool. Y'all have holidays and stuff?
Yeah, you can see the helmet mark from
The
KK.
lake?
I need clothes. I need clothes to shoes, so I just was KK.
Yeah, you do. Why didn't you bring them? Because there's no place to buy them here. Okay. Just letting you know.
This is a cool play.
Clothes so cute. That's what we forgot.
I need a little. Show me.
Oh, that's cool. You're gonna have a hat.
I'm ready to
There's Grumpy Cat with his hat.
Look at mine. Look at mine.
Baker Cat.
I like it. I like it.
Cool.
Wow.
There we go. It looks like. Looks good.
Can I have that? This is his lunch.
Oh, that's his lunch. You let Grumpy Cat eat some lunch.
I got the. You gotta tickle me.
I got you. How's that?
I tend to tickle you.
Don't. Oh, don't. Pete, that's all you tickle.
Tickle me again.
Tickle you so good.
I tend to tickle you.
Oh no. tickle me so good. Tickle you
Tickle
back.
me again.
And tickle you so good.
Again.
Hey, how did you sleep last night?
Terrible.
Terrible.
I had a worst dream.
You had a terrible dream. What was the dream?
I was in my mind.
You were in your what?
My mind.
In your mind?
Daddy, my didn't tickle you.
No.
I think.
Ah!
Now you think no, please.
Oh, gotcha.
Huh? Oh. What's for me?
Do it again. One more time. Gotcha. What? Mwah.
I didn't tickle you.
All right, you got Grumpy Cat. What did you make for Grumpy Cat?
Grumpy Cat. He got one. He got drink.
Lunch and a drink.
And just tap them together.
He needs some Coke.
Okay, I got them right here. Now the cup.
Play's drying out.
There's water.
Grumpy Cat. Today, I want to go get my drink at somewhere. I left it.
Where is your drink, Sarah?
I left it somewhere. There. I left it there, Daddy.
Hello.
Hey, I left my drink.
Oh, your drink. Where did your drink go?
Wave again, wave again. Just rinse and wave again.
All right, Sarah, we're making a drink.
Yeah, we're going to go get it. I left it there.
I thought we were making one for Grumpy Cat.
I didn't make one.
Oh, you did? Okay. Uh-oh.
Because you had one time. There goes Sarah. Oh, Mom, I forgot. You don't like to be recorded.
Got my lipstick on. You're all right.
Grumpy Cat. You're blocking.
Oh, wait, no. Your mama to come back. She's
Yep.
gonna come back here and meet us here.
I'm going to get my orange juice.
Oh, you want some more orange juice?
Yeah, I left it there.
Where did you put it?
In the cafeteria.
Okay. I think
What is that? Is that a
that's his mouth.
Oh, for that thing that you put your feet on.
That's his mouth. He's been sitting on the couch so long he looked like one.
Daddy. Come on.
All right, hold on.
Stop. That's the cord. Here you go.
Yeah, be careful with it.
This one's here you go.
But his hands are full right now. No, don't go.
Good, here you go. I'm doing it.
Make sure your hands are clean. Don't touch them.
Mommy, what is this thing?
Sarah, what are you making? An orange?
Okay.
I'll let you shoot some more with it later.
You're standing there. So I can take, so you can take a picture. No.
Explain this to me again.
No.
Here, I'll take a
picture of you and Daddy together.
No.
Oh, look, it's Sarah and Daddy at the lodge.
She's hiding.
I want to get me a little girl in the picture.
There's a little girl hiding behind me. How are you doing, little girl hiding behind me?
Don't spill my coffee.
How you doing?
So you want to do the climbing wall after the hike?
Yes, ma'am.
That'd be cool.
Okay.
Real hiking.
You got nature.
Are you pouting?
What she wants is for you to come over here and take her picture.
Oh,
Not me.
look pretty for the camera, Sarah.
Can I get into the camera?
Now you're in the camera too. Now y'all are in the camera together. Well, Joe Elizabeth, you want to get in the picture too? Okay, I'm with you, man. All right, y'all smile and say hey. Sarah, say hey. Hey. All right, cool. That's awesome. All right, cool.
Right, let's look inside without the water.
Slip and slide.
The climber, Gabby. Climb all the way to the top.
Hey, come with me.
Okay, I'm coming with you. This way? Or are you going that way?
This way.
We're going this way, okay.
This is right if you want to try though.
Which way? That way. That's something else, isn't it? You don't remember being here before, do you? Oh, Sarah, we should come this way. Oh. Nope. Be careful. Whoa! We took a tumble on our butt, Mama. You okay?
I'm gonna step in the mud. Ready? Step in the mud.
Alright, you want to walk this way and go around the mud?
All right, Mama, can you hold this?
Yeah.
Put in like a garden for them. This is yellow. Something like yellow.
Now you don't have to walk through the mud. Who gets to walk through the mud?
Those wet rocks are very slippery and she doesn't want anybody falling.
You don't want to fall, do you?
No fall in the falls.
No falling in the fall.
Okay, now let's go. Good spot. All right, so Elizabeth, it's not smile. That's a good spot. Let somebody else have their picture then.
Did you go in the water?
You want to get in the water?
I'll go over there.
All right, you be careful.
She holds her drink.
Sarah,
Somebody
here,
hold
you
her
got to
drink.
hold it. You got to hold your drink. This is good. Wanna go with Mama? Alright. Cool. Here's your drink.
That little girl get in the water.
You did. Randomly, like you keep on. Now look at Evelyn go. Golly. See, I feel like this is easier because you got the angle.
That's helpful. Look at Evelyn.
That's what I'm saying.
Are they all about the same, or is one of the three easier?
This one tends to be a little bit more like easier, but people can still get about halfway on this one pretty easy. And then this one, after you get over the lip, I definitely say that's the hardest. Out of all of them though, this one right here, and everyone is still welcome to do this one. Hang on one second, making sure everything is good.
Look at you go.
All right, I'm gonna clip you on. What's your first command? Your belay is on. I know. Just don't step on the metal pieces, okay?
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. Get that foothold. There you go, Joy Elizabeth. Look at Evelyn tearing it up.
She is tearing it up at the top.
Yeah.
Woo! Do you see her friend Evelyn up there? She's way up top. She's taller than everybody in the whole world. Huh?
Evelyn is taller than everybody.
You got dirt in your hair.
Sweetie, can you get your arm on the other side of the rope? There you go. Just makes it a little bit easier. Put your foot up.
Whoa.
Wow, that was cool.
There you go. Yep, you get to go one more time. When you're on the auto belay, since you do come down so quick, you get to go twice.
That's an auto belay. Whoa. That is super cool. That's a new one. Oh, there's another auto belay.
That kid's gonna do that. He's gonna do it.
That makes so much sense. Having an auto belay.
Just walk back. Just walk back, sweetie. Walk. Use your feet.
There you go. Woo!
Oh, that's cool. So you can do more people that way too.
Yeah.
You do 3 at a time instead of 1.
This one's so intense. Do you want to give it one more try while you're over here? Which way? Cool.
There goes Joy. There you go. Keep going. You've got it.
You can go back up in a little bit, okay?
That's where it gets tricky.
There's a lot of people that everybody needs to have a turn.
Oh! Good job, Joy Elizabeth. That's tricky.
You want to go with
Yay, Evelyn!
why don't you go around and sit next to the guy?
I'm going to unclip this.
What you think, Sarah? That's good. Awesome.
is open currently. So you're gonna have to go around outside and leave your harness in here because the harnesses don't really go in. All right, let's go.
Yay! Good job.
He hops and hops. Oh, look, he's gonna give him a little treat.
Food time.
Look. Look, he goes in his little house to eat his food. He's so happy. He's so happy.
Get some food?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you have to go to that
I bet he's gonna feed him too for his treat. Look, he's sitting in his little box.
Do you want to help feed our other rabbit?
You wanna help feed it?
My daddy can do it.
Okay.
My daddy can do it.
All right,
So I
Daddy.
give him the food.
Yep. Just pour it right in there.
Just pour it right in here. Okay. There's his food.
Daddy did a good job.
All right.
Now
Thanks.
he's gonna come hop over.
You're gonna hop over? Oh, he's a little black one.
I love his tiny ears. Why are his ears so tiny?
So Max is a Netherland dwarf rabbit, so he's selectively bred to be really, really small. So between the two, Jasper over there is only 3 years old, whereas Max is 13.
Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. I wouldn't have thought that at all.
Max has been here how long? His whole life?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just about.
Wow, buddy.
And then Jasper we got about 2 years ago, because one of our kitchen staff, Martha, she raises them on her farm.
Oh, yeah?
He's a Californian rabbit, so bred for his meatness fur.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's
Californian, baby.
He's pretty delicious looking.
California dreaming. It's such a wet day.
I just can't get over
Beautiful.
his tiny little
Beautiful.
ears.
You're beautiful, Jasper.
I just love his little ears. Look, he's gonna get some hay.
Get some hay.
That's what. Okay.
Cool. Thanks, man. That's awesome. Woo. I'm going here. Oh, Goliath looks like he's climbing up. He's gonna go swimming again.
Oh goodness, I think there's some snakes in here.
Uh-oh. Sarah, this might be the snake room.
Oh, she's in her little rock. She's inside.
I bet she'll come out. She gets real curious.
No, see her little head? She's hiding in her rock.
This is Princess. She's an eastern king snake.
Ooh.
Look at her little face. She's looking at us.
I like to eat mice.
There's nobody in there. There might be somebody in here. Oh, look, she's orange.
Yeah, she's a corn snake.
Ooh. She's not in her rock today. Let's see who's over here.
Wow.
And this is Sunshine. You can see her a little bit behind the water bowl back there. So she's a corn snake too, but she's a different color.
She's got
She
orange
has
and
a
white.
special condition called amelanism, which means that she can't produce the dark stuff in her scales. So instead, she's this really pretty white and yellow color.
Wow. Which is different from albino.
They're very similar. Albinism is the lack of any pigment, whereas this is just the dark pigment. And then you can also have like anarthristic snakes, which are a lot darker than regular snakes. This is what like a baby of her would look like, her morph.
Wow.
Wow, that's cool. What you think, Sarah?
Great.
Great.
Here's another one. Oh, he's under his water bowl.
Yeah, he curls up under there pretty often.
Do
I
you
don't
see
know
him
why.
under his water bowl? Do you see his little skin there on the side of his water bowl? He's under it.
And he's a type of snake from Africa.
Ooh, the
Oh, it feels like a smooth cup.
Ooh. That's pretty wise, dude.
Yeah, he is 55 years old.
Oh my gosh, wow. How can you tell like how old they are?
We've had them the whole time.
Yeah. Oh wow. Wow.
They were collected by Miss Sudi way back.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, Issy over here is 70.
Wow. Wow, that's awesome.
That's amazing.
Oh, all the shells.
And look at him. He's just hanging out in his little water. Does he ever get out of the water?
Sometimes we've got special light bulbs for them that give them vitamin D, which they usually get from the sun. And if they don't have it, it's bad for their shell. But we've got special lamps for them so that they can sun bathe.
Oh, nice. Where's the other ones over there? Okay, hop down.
Ooh, like to hop down. Whoa. Look at all of this.
Oh my goodness. So we have this stuff?
Oh my gosh.
Gosh.
It's like an alligator?
Yes, American.
Yeah. Oh, right on. Oh. Oh, baby alligator.
What's the deal with the beady eyes?
The M&M eyes. What's up with that?
I can honestly, I have no idea how long we've had that thing.
I mean, I think it might be as old as Hissy.
I would not be surprised.
Yeah. You want to see the turtle one more time? That's cool. Oh. Oh yeah, I see these pictures. Woo. You look pretty comfortable. You're making faces.
This is Cortez.
Cortez. Oh,
she's a yellow-bellied slider.
Right on. So she likes to do the slide.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, when she like pushes back into the water, she'll just shoot.
Nice.
It's a lot of fun.
It's like sliding in the water. You like sliding in the water too? Yeah. Yeah. Cool. All right, play that song for me, Evelyn. How's it go? You go, la la la, my dog had flea. You sing it too? You don't sing it too? You don't say, my dog had flea. That sounds so beautiful. Oh my gosh, you need to go on America's Got Talent. That's really good. Or have you written some other songs too? Like, I'm ready for lunchtime. I'm ready for lunchtime. I'm ready for lunchtime. I'm ready for lunchtime. Yeah, but what was that other one? You were doing a great job. My dog had fleas. My dog had fleas. We're coming for your birthday. Yeah, we're coming to your house for your birthday.
Can you help me tune it?
Yeah, oh yeah, we tune it up. We'll tune it up when we get to your house. Because then you can play, my dog has fleas.
Hi, Cozy.
Cool. My dog had fleas. Yeah, we'll tune it up for you, Joy. That's no problem. Hey there, Sarah, you found your flashlight.
Sarah, let's do your diaper right quick.
Good job. Look at that sweet face. Hey there,
Sarah, before we go eat, let's wipe off a little bit, okay? Let's freshen up.
Mama say wipe it first.
Let's freshen up.
Let's freshen up. I didn't teach you or poo-poo. But sometimes I need to freshen up. Alright, let's go.
Put this on.
Ready?
We're gonna wait until Sienna goes, and then you're gonna go,
That's
okay?
where the bow is likely to whack. It doesn't happen a lot, but it's just in case. So can you point out your arms straight? Yeah, you'll be pulling with that one.
here. We're shooting from here.
What that was like,
Good.
yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so this is gonna be us. All right, now the most important thing is we don't go past here. All right, we try and shoot at the target this way. You see the target?
Good. Awesome. Cool. Yeah. All right. Is everybody at their lane? Are you gonna shoot?
Well, I was gonna try and see if she wants to try. And do
She can
something.
give it a shot. Let me
Okay.
get her on right, Justin.
All right, cool.
Found it.
All right, Sarah.
All right. So can you put this on like you're wearing, like you're putting on a shirt sleeve, or is she left or right-handed?
Well, she's right-handed.
Okay, then you'll put this on your left arm. Oh, this
All right.
might be as big as her arm.
That-
That will work.
That's fine.
It'll work.
All right.
It'll stay on. You can.
That's it.
pop
That's to
up there.
that's to
That's
protect
protect your
it.
arm just in case.
Yeah, it'll
It's
be
okay.
It
okay.
happened a lot. I've been doing this for 17 years, and it's hit my arm 3 times in those 17 years.
Right on. All right, cool.
Just in case. It's always better.
That's okay. All right, I may be holding this.
All right, my
Okay.
friends on the range. The range is officially hot. That means that you may fire your arrows. But that also means that you may not go down range for any reason whatsoever.
That makes sense.
I don't care if your favorite singer is down range.
Check this.
He's gonna have to run.
I'm gonna hold it.
Y'all are gonna need some help.
All right, you're gonna take this on.
All right, my friend, I had it correct.
All right, I'm gonna hold it for you. All right, so
Grab it like that with that
let's
arm.
use your other hand.
There you go. Can you hand me that?
Can you pull it back?
No, hold up. Hold up. Hold that. Arm, grab it. Right there.
All right, I'll tell you. Let's
Awesome.
do this. All right, I'm gonna pull it back for you.
Yeah, we got a $5
Okay.
Walmart one.
Yeah. And then for this,
Hold on. I'm gonna
turn
pull
it,
it back
tilt
for
it
you.
a little bit,
All right,
probably
I'm
like
gonna let you let it
that.
go. Okay.
Can you please put that down
Yeah,
that way, my
never,
friend?
never.
That'd be kind of
Remember
fun.
we talked about
Okay.
this, we're not doing it.
All right, here we go. All right, I'm gonna pull it all the way back.
You, my friend, are actually
Positive.
If you're not doing what
All right,
he
can
says
you
or
pull
we
it back?
say,
You wanna
sit
try and
down.
pull it back?
Just now stand like I am, facing the
You
way.
try and pull it back.
that way you'll be
Pull it
able
back.
to aim better like this. If you stand like this, you're not able to pull the string all the way back.
Good job,
Go, go, go.
Evelyn. Step out there. Go, step out there.
Whoa!
Wow!
We hit the target or something.
Pretty good.
That's the way you want to do it.
Okay. I
Here,
think
you get another arrow. Because it's not safe.
Awesome. Awesome.
Oh, green.
Good job, Joy Elizabeth.
You called green?
Yo, guys.
my color.
Thank you.
Okay, let's
There,
stop.
him started down.
You gotta come.
Why not?
Behind this. Come behind me. All right, I'm gonna load it for you.
Sarah, don't walk
Stay
in front of
behind.
it like
Stay
that.
behind.
Yes, ma'am. I'm doing a good job.
This notch.
That was a good try.
All right, here you go.
Alrighty.
You gonna pull it back?
Joy Elizabeth, I like your
All the way
technique.
back.
Go.
All the way back. All right, whoa, 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 whoa. You gotta help.
Grab
Then
right
you
there,
should
a
do
little
that.
farther up,
Okay.
farther up.
All right. Hold it here.
Awesome. Good job. Now, nope.
You ready?
You're not pulling far back enough.
Okay,
That's why
let
it's
me
doing
win.
that.
Now.
Okay.
I want you.
Good
Alright,
job,
that's okay.
Sarah.
That's okay.
Hold up. Oh my goodness gracious. There we go. I want you to pull back as far as you
My color's
possibly
orange.
can with the arrow. Pull back as far as you possibly
And
can.
green.
Okay.
Could be.
So you see, you watch how I'm doing this?
Hold it back like this.
That.
You see? You watching?
You see how my body is
Use the
oriented?
$5 one.
How I'm pointing at this?
That was a good one, Dad.
Oh, no. How many hours did
No,
you
don't
shoot?
point at me, please. I would like to live.
Is that 3? I would like to live. Indeed.
Tax collectors don't like me, but that's okay.
All right,
No,
we
no,
go
no,
this
no,
way.
no, 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 no. This hand.
Yep. All right. Here, let me. No. We gotta load it from this end. All right. I'm gonna notch
Fire.
it for you. All right. You pull it back.
Nice.
Woo!
Nice.
Pull it back from
Keep
here.
that up. High five.
All right. And then.
That was awesome. Let's do that
All right.
again.
Pull it back.
Actually, wait.
Slide it under it.
All right. Can you pull it back
I think
from
you
here?
fired all 5. So
Take one
we're
hand.
gonna let her fire her last
Take this
arrow,
hand.
okay? And then we can
Just
circulate
pull it
around,
all the way
alright?
back.
Cool. Don't leave me hanging.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
All right. Let go. Oh.
Good job,
you see how that works?
Sarah.
Now it's your turn.
Oh wait, no. You gotta wait here until everybody shoots all their arrows.
Yeah, come sit on the bench, and then we'll get our arrows after everybody's done.
Okay.
All right, it's recording. Now you can record Daddy. And there you go. Hey, we got an opera house.
Simpsonville area.
Yeah, we have an opera house.
Right on.
It's not a pit stop. Got an opera house.
Our address is Simpsonville, but we're outside the city limits, and Fountain and city limits are. We're kind of like right in the middle.
Don't interrupt.
Yes, what's up? Then we
Did
are
you
finished.
see that?
Range is officially cold. Please put your bows up and go grab your arrows for me.
All right, go get your
Remember,
arrows.
5 arrows. 5 arrows. 5 arrows. There's one. Do it, y'all. Hey guys, remember, if you don't hit it on the first try, that's all right. Practice makes perfect. That's right.
Here we go.
Okay.
What?
Remember how it's pointed, guys.
All right.
How do I do it? Can I have one of y'all help her out? Yeah, sure. She's doing okay, but still needs a little bit.
All right, so if I'm right-handed, I need to hold this in my left hand.
You need arm guard?
I mean, I guess.
Yes, we'll get you this one.
Okay.
This just goes like this. And you hold it with that hand.
All right.
It holds like this and then arrow.
I hit over the bullseye.
Cross pictures.
All that.
Pull it like under the arrow.
The left arm goes here. You want me to hold it?
I'll hold it on top of the bottom. Pull it as far back.
Pull it back. How about that?
Guys, keep letting it come down from there.
That wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad. We didn't kill anybody. So,
My risk management plan self is like,
okay. All right. Pull it back. Try it.
The arrow's like coming off of the thing. How do I not?
I can get you a different bow.
It's a compound bow. That one is kind of weird.
I don't like it.
Here's this one. This one's a little bit better. That one's.
This is creepy.
I don't like it.
Alright, you gonna pull it back?
I did.
I got you good. I got you good.
Good work.
You gotta have to kick the leg, right?
That's me. Yep.
About knocked him over.
Arrow stays down.
I got it. There's no whole dot on my phone.
All right, we're here with Greg McKee, and Greg just hooked up Sarah with the ice cream. So and Joe had nothing to do with it, and so like now, all right, so it's full cover. Are you ready, Sarah? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
You gotta throw her in the air,
to
too.
you. Happy birthday, dear Sarah. Happy birthday to you.
You're trying to figure out how to eat it, aren't you? That's hilarious.
Oh, you need a spoon?
Where is my camera? This is bad.
You have to be the bad guy.
Oh no, you should have your camera.
This is
We all need a camera.
I can't. Like, the Lord bless me with the Lord.
So where am I?
Man, thanks for hooking up Sarah.
Yeah, Bonnie.
She'll be here for next hour.
Bonnie's our 11-year-old.
Uh-oh.
And Bonnie
Napkins.
says,
Napkins.
Mama.
Oh, we need napkins.
Mama, puppy dog eyes,
Ha.
they don't work on you. And I'm
Ha.
like, I'm immune to
Too
cuteness.
funny.
And she
That's
goes, they weren't real good on Munson.
Cheers.
Yay! Cheers.
It's probably. I can totally see it.
I know where it's probably out on the
They weren't real good on Munson.
I my notebook when the stupidest thing I've ever done.
It's probably so silly.
It's got to be somewhere silly. It's probably somewhere.
Sit in the driver's seat or.
Yep. True. A napkin? Yes, of course you can have a napkin.
Hey, so
Little ice cream.
you remember Bull?
Chub. Who?
Bull?
Bull. Yes.
At the old health center?
Yeah. Yeah.
He was like a legend, kind of in his day.
For real. Yeah.
I don't know his real name.
Sarah, do you need help, honey?
It doesn't matter what his real name is.
Well, that's true.
I remember going to his house.
Like to the old infirmary. Because I remember hanging out. There was some high ropes guy or something that was like, he was all crazy cool like that too. And he lived down there too, but it might have been a different year.
So that story, Nate the snake, right? Mm-hmm. Protected the giant snake. That was a wonderful storyteller. I wish I used to have it on video.
Nate the snake.
Yeah. So
You got to find it.
He protected the lever that kept everything together. Right? and he had for thousands of years. So he was just going. As time went on, the snake became more famous and more popular. And he just go off. They would make the snake much better. Make the snake t-shirt. And he would just make the snake.
I think I remember this story.
And
Yeah.
and he was so good. And he'd be like, and then as time rolled, they got the highway right down and it went right around the lever. It kept everything together. And so one time, so he was talking, the story goes, there was his car and the guy was driving, he wasn't paying attention, he was doing something and he was going straight for the lever.
Yeah.
And he had to swerve, he didn't know to swerve, and he looked up and he hit Nate, the snake.
No.
And the moral of the story was, better Nate than lever. We waited like 10 minutes to hear that, and when he finished, we were all like, that was the story. And then we busted out laughing.
Right. It was like better Nate than lever.
Better Nate than
But
lever.
the way this dude told me,
Yeah. That sounds so familiar to me.
Come apart, nothing would, this lever held everything. You know, he's just one of those guys that can tell a story, you know?
Can't touch it.
I mean, I was like, listen.
Right. Now, this is the best story ever.
Better Nate.
Yeah,
Lever.
better Nate than lever.
For real, dude.
Man, that is super funny. That's awesome. That sounds so familiar, man.
They'll toss it.
Right on.
He probably looked like Nate the Snake.
See, I remember Trent real well because I used to hang out with Trent and I'd run into him in Greenville. He was like that tall guy, but he was like more maintenance stuff normally, but you could like convince him to come in and play dulcimer in your cabin. If you didn't want to have to do Vespers that night.
How long has it been since they did dulcimers here?
Oh gosh, man, I don't know. I don't know when they stopped. I mean, I remember I was an adventure counselor in dulcimer when I was here, like in
That was
the 90s.
a cool program.
Yeah.
I wish I would have done it.
It was cool. Like I remember them starting it.
To have one that you made?
Yeah. No, I still have the one that I made when I was in Greenwood.
Yeah,
Like,
we're in
I
the
was
cabin he was in when he
the
made his
Greenwood
dulcimer.
cabin when I made my dulcimer at the Mac Mullican building, because that's where the dulcimer building stuff was.
When you signed your building, did you sign it yet?
Oh, like sign my name on the inside of Greenwood? Snap, I should do that.
I took it Sharpie from here. He wanted to write
I should do that.
because there's all over the place.
Yeah.
There's one from 1955, which I think is awesome.
Oh, wow. People were into writing
See,
on
I don't
walls
even-
in
Are
1950.
those cabins even really that old?
Yes.
Are
Don't
they?
Kill the dream.
I'm just saying, man.
They
Like
seem-
we saw,
they
we saw a
seem
couple that was
new
like
to me.
73, and I was like, I thought they built these cabins in the early 80s.
No, they didn't. They used existing timber.
Oh, that's what it was. Existing timber. Yeah, that's what. Good
Don't
job.
ruin it for Nate.
High five. Good job. I'm not gonna ruin it for Nate.
And don't put the lever that keeps everything together.
That's right. Better Nate than lever. Nice, man. Nice. That's awesome.
What's up,
Yeah, I should do
Scooter,
that. I should do that and then retro date it.
Yeah, you could put
Because I'm
all
sure
your
that's what
years.
other people have done.
Maybe
I'm sure that's maybe. I mean, maybe.
There's 2018 signatures.
That's-
2018.
That's true. Yeah.
But there's crazy stuff on the wall, like there's one that says Wesley is our king.
We keep on seeing Kermit the Frog everywhere in our cabin. Like Kermit was in our frog. I mean, he was in our cabin. Like there's at least 3 Kermit the Frog.
What I look at as I go to bed every night is on the ceiling, and it says, Chris Aiken is my bae. And I'm just
Chris
like...
Aiken is your bae. Like B-A-Y?
B-A-E, like bae, my baby. You know, the way the kids talk.
The way the
Before
kids talk.
anybody else is what it's supposed to stand for.
Yeah.
I have heard it in some old songs though, like from the 50s and 60s, people will say bae instead of baby.
Yeah.
So it's
what it
actually
is.
an old way of pronouncing something that's coming back around.
Well, somebody was Chris Aiken, or
That's my
Chris
theory
Aiken was
anyway.
somebody's bae.
Crushes, man.
Camp Love.
They're huge. I remember one year at staff training, they were like, don't make fun of your kids' stuff. Summer Crush because it's huge.
It's real.
It's real.
It's real. Oh, you're going to town.
Look at her. She's doing it the right way.
There's so many songs about rainbows and what's on the other side. Rainbows are visions, but only illusions. Rainbows have nothing to hide. So we choose to believe it. I think they were all wait and see. Live the dream, Sarah. Someday we'll find it. The rainbow connection. The lovers, the dreamers, and me.
Let me get a bite of that, girl.
Who said that every wish should be heard and answered when wished on the morning star? Somebody thought of that, someone believed it. Look what it's done so far. What's so amazing that keeps us stargazing? And what do we think we might see? Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. All of us under its spell, you know that it's probably magic. Have you been half asleep? Have you heard voices? Oh, what's that? I've heard them calling my name. Sarah, Kira, Muggs, and Joe. Is it a sweet sound that calls the young sailor? The voice might be one and the same. How's that ice cream, girl?
That's good. I want some of that coolest.
I've heard it too many times to ignore it. It's something that I'm supposed to be. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. La da 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 da. Do you remember like at July 4th when we were in Outback in 1990? Like we performed a whole bunch of Monty Python skits orchestrated by Charles in this dining hall.
Yes, y'all made me be.
And you were a lumberjack. Yeah, you were a lumberjack.
And
I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. Asleep on the.
Bring out your dad.
Yeah. And then I had that black robe for some random reason, right? Like, and then we like, there was some kind of sacrifice of me off the water tower or something at some point.
Oh my God.
Can't remember
I
why.
had to sing lumberjack. So
Lord of the
He's a lumberjack and he's okay. He sleeps all night and he works all day. What?
That little rainbow connection, that was nice.
Oh, thank you, Greg.
Did you enjoy your ice cream there?
She loved it.
She can't even stop eating it.
She actually ate like almost all of it. Like she never does that. Thank you, Greg. That was awesome. Ah.
Where's that song from?
Kermit the Frog.
Oh, that's from the
Kermit
Muppet
song?
movie. That's the Kermit the Frog song. Yeah.
Okay.
I want to say that we did that for a dining hall thing. Like you remember when it was like we did the cross-dressing thing?
We did all kinds of stuff.
I know we did, but it was like some cross-dressing, like the Villa de Greenville or something, and this was just like the restaurant, and like I don't know if this was like out back here or maybe it was the year before, but I have this memory of taking a re-elect Dave Waldrop shirt and wearing it as if it were a dress. Like down to the waist with like the arms being the pockets. And
did you tell him about that at his house?
I had a what?
Did you have a kilt?
I did not, but I faked one at one point. I didn't have a kilt, but I had a shirt that kind of fit.
We didn't major in theater, but we're like theater majors.
Right, exactly. But I don't know. I don't know why that came to mind. I want to say like Trey was like one of the Trey helped with that somehow.
Are you still recording?
Oh gosh, I am.
He records everything. I can't say anything.
You can say anything you want.
Daddy.
It's like Brave New World. If you post everything, then nobody's gonna find whatever it is they're looking for.
It's true.
Yeah. Oh.
Remember the Mexican kid we had who?
Oh, the Mexican. I'm sorry, that sounded racist. No, go ahead. What?
No, it didn't. He was from Mexico.
We had some guys from Venezuela.
2 girls from Mexico.
Yeah.
But the kid, but he
That sounds familiar.
This much English.
Yep.
He bueno, and that was like one of our sayings that he was bueno.
Bueno. Yeah, right on.
The first first year I came back in college,
Daddy, I'm gonna go to my
during staff week, we had 2. You
You
remember
need me
Chubby
to say, I'll
Crimson?
take her.
Charlie.
Chubby. He's
That name sounds really funny too.
yeah.
I'm so bad with names, man.
He had been
I
here a
wish I-
summer or two, and
Yeah.
he came back and he brought a buddy with him. Nice guy.
Cool.
Well, he didn't speak this much English, so they went out and had a drink or something like in here somewhere.
Right.
And Greg was behind. So Chubby, the new guy, and Greg were in line to do something, and Greg knew Chubby because he'd been here a couple of years.
Yeah.
Chubby's a great guy. He used to be a professional soccer player. Great.
Oh, right
Absolute
on.
Great guy.
Right on.
Anyway, so Greg's going on, talking about Yugoslavia and blah, 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 blah. This is Greg talk. You know,
Right.
Pointing out facts from 1939.
Sure. Sure.
And he asked the dude, I can't remember the guy's name, he's like, what do you he pointed at his flag. This is the response to all this information that Greg had just spilled out.
Right.
This is my flag.
That was it. That's all you need, buddy.
This is my flag.
This is my
That
flag.
was our, what did this, you know how you have to keep saying.
Oh, right. This
This is my flag.
is my flag.
So if you
Yeah,
want to do
that's
something,
awesome.
say, hey, Joe, you need to go back and help with the dishes. This is my flag.
This is my flag. That's awesome. That's
I
awesome.
didn't see it firsthand, but I heard the story from
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That is so cool. Because there'd always be that thing that would happen, and it'd be like, and then like everybody was saying it. Yeah, this is my flag. It's my flag. It's your flag. It's my flag. This land is your land, and this is my flag. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Oh, right on. He's probably still playing Gaga ball somewhere. Nate's playing Gaga ball. Yep, that's true. Man, God, yeah, watching that video is crazy, isn't it? It's like you see all these people and it's like, who is that guy? Who is that guy? Who is that guy?
I probably remembered him instantly.
Yeah.
I didn't know their name.
Right,
I remember-
absolutely.
I got pretty emotional. Like, that was a big summer for me.
Man, it was a big summer for all of us, I think. I mean, I remember I remember getting all into like, man, gotta go to the reunion, gotta videotape all this stuff, man. Gotta try and capture these moments, you know, these magical moments.
In the video, I had a crush on Kimberly. The girl in the video, she dark hair,
Yeah?
pretty small.
One of the chicks from Florida, maybe?
No, one of those.
Okay.
No, those were all those, that guy that I can't remember his name.
Oh, right on.
That she like had a twig crown. We'll pull it up.
Oh, right on. Yeah, I hear you. That chick. And it'll be like, oh, yeah. You weren't the only one.
Oh, she was.
No, she's gonna use
That's awesome.
We didn't bring her one because that's how we did it. We didn't bring anything we needed.
I have no idea. Well, yes, this is a quiet thing. You never know what's going to show up. Where's my guitar? Joe's got it over here. Do I have picks?
I don't know who's.
Awesome. Listen to this thing. It's really beautiful, man.
You got picks.
They're back in my car. I'm just going to do it without picks.
That work? It's in the middle.
Yeah, that's fine.
Nostalgia begins.
Has it not already
I was
begun?
sitting here, grabbing his freaking guitar. The only thing now we need a fire to make it go out of
There's a
tune.
fire pit right there.
Ready?
Can we just go light the fire?
I need E minor. E minor. E.
All right. His guitar every time.
E minor.
Do you want me to make you a bag of trail mix for the road, Dad? You want me to do that?
Oh. Sure.
Okay.
E
I'm good. All right, go.
minor.
Now I know where you are. I'm with you,
Well,
man.
once there was a man with troubles of his own.
Yeah.
He had a silly cat, which would not be his own. That's awful, John. He tried and he tried to give that cat away. He gave it to a man going far, far away. And I go up to people and go, but The cat came back the very next day. The cat came back. They thought he wasn't gonna, but the cat came back. He just couldn't stay away, 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 away. He just couldn't stay away. He gave it to a man going up in a balloon. He told him to take it to the man in the moon. But the balloon came down around 90 miles away. Where the man is now, we're not gonna say. But the cat came back the very next day. The cat came back. They thought he was a goner, but the cat came back. He just couldn't stay away, 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 away. He just couldn't stay away.
You gotta do the voice. Is this the verse where you...
No, not yet.
Sorry.
He gave it to a man going way out west. He told him to take it to the one he loved the best. But the train hit the curb, and then it jumped the rail. Now this is the nice version. They were taken to a local hospital, treated, and released. But the cat came back the very next day. The cat came back. They thought he was a goner, but the cat came back. They just couldn't stay away, 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 away. Just couldn't stay away. Well, the man around the corner swore he'd shoot that cat on sight. He loaded up his shotgun with bullets and dynamite. And this is for you. This, Bill, my birthday was yesterday.
It was
And there it is. 78 years old. Then he waited for the cat to come around. Then he's 7. He says, oh man, birthday. Oh, birthday. But the cat came back the very next day. The cat came back. They thought he was a goner. The cat came back. Just couldn't stay away, 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 away. He just couldn't stay away. And it's a major call. Yeah.
That was amazing.
How fun is that?
That was super fun.
That was super fun. That's it.
Super fun. That was awesome. I loved it about that.
Dylan makes the whole song, doesn't he? But he's so good. And I have a pretty, I'm pretty good on Dylan. Pretty well, good. Everyone, yeah. Oh, mama, can this really be me? Did he stop inside of Mobile or Memphis Blues? Oh, my favorite is, but God said to Abraham to kill you a son. Abe says, God, you got to keep putting me on. God says, no. Abe says, what? God says, I'll do it, but next time you see me coming, you better run. And Abe said, where should this killing be done? And God said, on Highway 61.
Oh gosh, that's awesome.
Have you heard Highway 61 revisited? Oh my God. Well, God said,
This is so bad, because like, I listen to stuff and I listen to music, but like now I'm getting to the point where like I go and I actually listen to the words more.
It's the best. It's the best.
Man, yeah, no, I didn't hear that.
It did.
Real
He said it can, he said it can be easily. When God said that about the seventh son, he said it can be easily done out here on Highway 61. And then you've got that organ and that whistle.
Yeah, oh yeah, man, that's awesome. That's awesome.
But next time you come and see me, you better run. God said to Abraham, kill me a son.
And Judas Priest, and it's like 4:20 minutes.
That's him.
That's him. I mean, it's the same. Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, John Wesley Harding was friends who travel with guns and bands.
Yeah. What time?
Highway 61. gotta
There it
go back
is.
there. I gotta go revisit it. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's awesome.
I think Memphis Blues is on that album too. That's a great album. Mr. Jones, right? Something's happening, but you just don't know what it is, do you, Mr. Jones?
Mr. Jones.
Something's happening. He says, "You're a cow." That's what they play. He screams at you and says, "You're a cow. Get out of here," or "Give me milk," or "Get out of here," or something. Dude's pretty good. They played WNCW in Greenville.
Yeah, no, we listened to it.
Yesterday, they played Dylan for about 2 hours.
We listened to it.
I enjoyed all the covers of his songs.
Yeah, Stevie Wonder covered Dylan.
Yeah, Blowing in the Wind. Anything Stevie
Sarah
Wonder
was
does.
playing catch the can with the ball, so we were running after her. That he
I think
fell
Songs in the
into
Key of Life
concrete.
one of the top 10
She didn't
albums.
scrape her knee. She's just fine.
Oh my God, it's just so
Well, thank you for letting me
Isn't
know.
she lovely? As. Oh my God.
Ready for Firefly?
She might be a
Almost.
doctor
I got 1 more minute.
One more minute. All right.
No, we'll meet you up there.
And
I'm heading up right
where?
Campfire circle.
Campfire circle.
She's
All
on
right,
top
the
of
men
it.
from the
Like,
boys.
she's in charge of all the little people.
All right, here I go.
I'm out.
Can you do me a favor and take my guitar back?
I just did. That's
All right, here we go.
down to
I
grab a
hope
piece
this
of
works. You know, there's no guarantee. I mean, I haven't trained this group of Blue Ghosts.
So you're back for family?
And I need some people to help me because I'm so slow.
Cool. So how are you doing? Where is
Haven't been that great, but she is the best person ever to hang out with.
Go back to the cabin.
you just jammed with Greg, dude.
I know. Also, I can do this for hours.
I was the second E. He didn't have to do that. Got back until midnight.
I'm Alex.
Like until I couldn't be out here anymore.
So we're in Greenville.
Exactly. That was awesome. Yeah. And now we're gonna go. Oh yeah, now we're gonna go five.
Sarah!
This is awesome.
Where did she go?
Sarah. She played ball. Sarah, no time is a good time. Sarah.
I made it good.
Oh, that's good. I got
It's supposed to be for now.
It's for the trail. It's trail days for the trail.
How long is the trip? Is it midnight?
Yes.
We not gotten far. Like,
2 hours.
yeah, two and a half hours.
I mean, we turned it into a whole day.
We'll just break it up soon.
Oh, you gotta break it up with all those kids in the car.
That's no.
Ball of yards.
It's a campfire. Yeah, they have ice red flavor and ice.
Where would we be? Here.
Oh, up there.
Oh, up there?
All right, cool. I'm gonna go this way.
Oh, that's awesome.
You want to hold your water, sweetheart?
Maybe Monday.
Maybe Monday morning.
Maybe Monday morning. Well, I do want to see the sunrise at Pretty Place.
I hear
I'm
you.
sure it's
Monday.
Huh? Yeah, we're going in the dark. Oh, you want me to carry it out?
Yeah, all the time.
That's what Mama's for, huh? I'm the giant purse.
I thought, there's no way I'm not going to come up here. I would at least volunteer to lead you on a Blue Girl site. Well, look how many people we have. Noise is not a huge problem, except it's really good to keep it quiet because I can say, okay, look over here, and what we're going to do, what you really want, is a good background when it's dark. And it's getting dark right now. And what we do, there's a hillside. As you walk to Pretty Place, you look to the left. My house used to be right up where the hillside is.
I need my flashlight.
We can't bring flashlights because it'll scare the fireflies.
It's almost like a perfect place to watch them. You can also watch them on the other side. I mean, it's not, they're in this one hillside because there's this plant that grows, you know, they eat, this is basically, the blue ghost is a firefly, and what you're seeing is they're sort of attracting mates tonight. And so therefore, a regular firefly would go like this, and somebody please affirm that this is true. Like this, boom. Boom. These guys go, boom, 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 boom. It's like fireflies on steroids.
Fireflies in love.
And until you see it, you don't believe it. And then you see it, and you go, oh my gosh.
Sarah pointed at the ground.
Sarah, it's got
So I'm just praying that they're out there tonight, but I haven't trained them or anything. But there are places. There are places here in the mountains where they have hillsides, and people park and they watch it. So what we're doing is a poor imitation of something that people are making a lot of money on.
Sarah pointed at the ground.
And flashlights.
Thank you.
The more you don't use flashlights, the better you'll see them. Because if you see flashlights, then your lights are not ready for the darkness, right? That reminds me of a fact. You know why pirates wore patches over their eye?
Yeah, they were good.
Why?
They used it because when they went under the deck, their eye was already adjusted to the dark, so they could see.
Man,
Let's give him a big hand.
that kid's awesome.
For that reason, we're not going to have flashlights tonight because that would do it.
No, I thought it was because
Teacher, I'm so impressed.
Go teach him.
60 years to learn, so you're way ahead of me. The answer was, so when they went below deck, they took the patch off and they could see and the other people couldn't. Right?
Yep.
That's true. It's like a pirate joke. No, we're not doing pirate jokes right now. You have a pirate joke? Yes, here's a pirate joke. Yes?
Why is it pirates' favorite letters?
What?
R and I.
What is a pirate's favorite restaurant? Right.
The funniest thing though was when he was like, "Oh, pirate joke," and then he was like, "Do you have a pirate joke?" And he goes, "No." That was great.
Aren't you glad I didn't say banana?
One more thing. Whoa. When we get to the road, we're going to stay on, if this is down the cliff, we're going to stay to the left and walk along there. Please don't go too far in the middle. If a car comes, can I have somebody at the end sort of, you'd say something like, car coming. Guys will kind of know that because they'll have headlights. So, and I can't get, safety is number one, right? Yeah. And we got a lot of people. I hope the firefighters are ready for you guys. Here we go.
All right. Sarah, you want me to hold you?
There's a lot of
Sarah, you want to? All right, no, my bad. You okay? Are you going to go up on my shoulder? It would be easier for me to carry you that way.
Oh, here it is.
No, I can
She
hold
just wants
it.
to hold it.
Okay, you just want to hold it.
Here, let me put you up on my shoulder.
Hey, Patrick.
It's in that bag somewhere.
We took the rest of the bag.
Did they say it was okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
They said she couldn't do anything with it, so she just gave it to us.
Okay.
We got like,
I hope you like raisins.
I actually really like raisins.
Okay.
Just raisins and like chocolate chips.
Is it under your ukulele? I really don't know, Caleb. It's in there somewhere.
I mean, we'll be back in like 10 or 15 minutes.
No, we're
so.
gonna walk with you.
Okay, well then you don't need that. You can't turn lights on anyway, so you don't need it.
Wait, how long is this walk again?
5 minutes.
Oh, right. You just walk out, you see like some
You see some bugs and then you just walk back.
It's like when you walk out on your porch, you go out there and you see some bugs and you walk back inside.
You see a cockroach, I'm gonna go to my room. Bro, what's over there?
That's the new facilities they've built.
I wanna go over there.
You could have gone over there today.
Well, we didn't do anything today.
Why?
I wanted to go to that water place, but Caleb was like, bro, I didn't bring enough hose for that.
Well, you could dry stuff out, Caleb.
That's not good for it. You know, like, it'll still be wet. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, we got some road snacks over here.
Uh-huh.
Yup.
Yep.
Yeah, are we gonna eat anything when we're on the road?
No.
So I'm gonna be munching. Playing. You know what's happening?
Yep.
Oh, yup, ending.
You know, I picked you up on the road and back, sitting down in the chair and you just said, yep.
Do what?
It's you can't understand it.
No, you started filming him because like, nah, bro, I ain't with that. Bro, I'm getting dirt in my shoes. I hate that. Shut up. I got dirt in my shoes. Like, I went outside.
When we had the storytelling, skipped over the whole show.
I thought you said no light.
From his perspective, which is a great perspective. And he's incredibly no flashlight. Stay to the left. Please stay to the left. I'm responsible for your safety. That's why I'm asking us to stay in and see people going ahead right now. Stay to the left. Stay off. You know, do not cross the yellow line. And then I'll tell you where I think. Right here is not a good spot, obviously, because of the lights. But take a look how dark it is. About who I'm going to cover. We're going to go towards there, and then we're going to stop and
What, baby? No, come on.
We're actually going to find bugs.
He said I saw bugs, so I'm leaving.
I think that was what we were looking for.
I was down here to look for bugs.
We have bugs too. Nanny's house has one bug.
No. Yeah, Nanny has a lot of ants. Y'all get over here right now.
That's a bro. We about to go see some bugs. Get my cantaloupe. Not my cantaloupe, not my raisins. But these bugs. You know how they had that big plate of cantaloupe?
That looks good,
Yeah,
didn't it?
it's gone.
Oh, Caleb's gonna have the mud butt.
Yeah, these bugs are gonna be bugging me. I'm scared of the dark. I'm gonna head out. Whoa! I'm gonna see a bug and be like, whoa! Whoa! I'm scared. This is gonna be a Sasquatch. You know what the bear side is? The blueberry.
I know, I saw a picture of it.
That's because the bear is gonna be cutting the pop up into all of it. I mean, you can't outrun a bear, right? I saw a bug. There's a bug. Right here. Look, right here. Oh, a bug. Let me do my bug call.
Let's say, hey, that was fun. There's your bunny.
Oh, something on my neck.
And I do not know what Jasper is.
Oh, that's Jasper, and then that's Max, I think.
No, that's Jasper and that Max.
That's Jasper, and that's Max.
Actually, that's Max.
Okay, that's Max, and that's Jasper.
Okay? Hey, Jasper.
Okay. Hey, Jasper.
Hey, Jasper. Hey, Jasper. Here. This bunny.
It's a rainbow bunny. He made you as a rainbow bunny, Jasper. Want me to hold the rainbow bunny?
No, I got it.
Okay.
Can you go see something else?
Okay.
Hey. Daddy, you know what this is?
Oh, you see the pigeon?
Guys,
sound.
over here.
It's sound. Okay.
If you want to pet the snake, we have to go in this room.
You want to go in this room to pet the snake?
Come on, let's go pet him. Did you wash your hands?
I did. Sarah has not yet.
All right, you have to wash your hands if you want to pet the snake.
You want me to push you up here so you can see the turtle? Got the big snake.
You like to hold her?
Oh.
Or at least pet her?
You want to pet the snake? That's good. That's some bravery right there. Good job.
Would you like to hold her a little bit?
You want to hold her?
Thanks.
Let's see what Joy Elizabeth and Evelyn are doing. Okay. There's your bunny. Don't forget your bunny. You want me to hold it?
They'll look really deadly.
Ooh.
I know what this one is.
I think that's the one that you just petted. I think that was Cleo because I see his thing is open. I sure hope that was the one that you were just petting.
I
I think he's underneath this rock.
Yeah, he wants to can we touch the ones in the water?
We're gonna keep our hands out of cages unless the animal is pulled out. Okay. And those water turtles, they have a special coating on them that could make it sick.
And that's Jasper. That's Jasper.
That's where the bunny's Oh no, don't stick that in. Wait. He did it there. After what's his name?
Say Evan.
What?
You like the bunnies? Yes, the bunnies are good.
Now let's wash hands, guys.
Wow, Is there a bunny in there?
Does anybody want to carry these around? Maybe take a look at them while we're walking?
I want to look at the bugs. We had a monster
We had like a
looking for
bug
a
you
bug
wouldn't believe.
that big, looked like a bee, but it was
Yellow
like
jacket.
wow,
Huge.
It was like a genetically modified yellow jacket. And when we squished it, it smelled bad.
Oh, nice.
A really bad
There's
stink.
a black widow down at the lake today.
Ooh, really?
And they smashed it because it had babies.
Ooh.
So they smashed it.
the whole black widows
It
around
was right there at
children.
the shower.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm sorry, but best
You need
bet.
to die.
You had the bug?
Daddy just lets him outside.
Well, not black widows, certainly.
Hopefully he wouldn't mess with a black widow.
I let spiders stay in the house because they build nests and catch any mosquitoes that fly in or whatever else. You know?
Hoverfly 2.8. No, that's not good enough.
In the dining hall, there's these leaves that have like, it looks like it has like pimples on it. It has like bumps.
Point them out to me later and I'll see what it is.
It's over there. In the lakeside.
Alrighty guys, so the tree that I want to point out to you guys is this guy right here with the kind of bright green elliptical leaves right here. Now this is called a sourwood tree. One of the ways you can tell what kind of tree it is by the bark, the other way is by the leaves. Now the bark on sourwood trees are going to have this like really rough texture, a lot of times like very thick bumps and ridges in them. They're also not going to very often be like straight up and down. A lot of times they're going to kind of waver and snake all over the place because they're a really cool type of tree called a phototropic tree or phototropic. And all that means is photo means light and troph or tropic means to move. So basically what that means is they move towards the light. So instead of growing straight up to try and get as high as possible and as close to the sun as possible, instead they like sneak around and try to find those spots where sunlight's leaking through the other trees so that they can get more of it for themselves, which is really cool. Now, the reason they're called a sourwood tree is because the leaves are actually edible. And since this guy is really full grown, I'm gonna go ahead and take a couple leaves off of him. And if you would like, you don't have to, I'm gonna pass around little pieces of this leaf. And what I want you guys to do is just chew it up a little bit, and when you're done, you can swallow it or spit it out. It's up to you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's gonna taste really, really sour.
Oh, it smells like grass though.
Alright, now remember girls, this is only safe because he knows exactly what he's dealing with, right? He knows for sure it's safe. No,
Soury.
I just tasted it and threw it out.
You want a little piece too?
But you would never do this unless you
It's
knew
sour,
exactly
but
what
good
you're
sour.
doing.
It tastes like candy, but it's a treat.
It's like
I'm
snack.
gonna get out for my kids. They're not with me.
Get the one with the bird poop on it.
The way to tell by the leaves is they're going to have this elliptical shape, and typically they come to a very small point at the end. And if you look really, really close on the edge, you can see these little serrated ridges. So it's not perfectly smooth on the edge, it's kind of rough. As we get further into the summer, we'll start seeing a lot more of these little holes all over the leaves. Who knows or has a guess what those holes are from?
Aphids?
Yeah, aphids, caterpillars, all these little bugs that like to go up there and munch down on these really tasty leaves up there. Cool, cool. So, there are a couple other cool plants I want to show you guys. So we're going to move up towards kind of this direction.
And I want to take another piece. I want to have more. Can you give me one more?
Check them out. That's cool.
If everyone gets one, then there won't be anybody left.
Which one?
Let's stop here real quick because this is a really cool example of the difference between two very similar trees. So, right here, does anybody have a guess what tree this is? Or what kind of tree this is?
Oak tree.
Yep, this is indeed an oak tree. What about this one right here? So this one is also an oak. So the difference is that this one is a white oak and that one is a red oak. Really the only kind of visual difference there is by the shape of the leaves. So if you look at the white oak here, you'll notice kind of rounded lobed leaves, whereas the red oak has much more pointed kind of sharp leaves at the end there. Oh yeah, it's probably a fungal infection. All right, let's move up this
Ooh, what we got in my hair. We are in nature. In nature.
Oh man.
Was 'em.
Oh.
Look at that. Okay. Well, this is a really cool thing we can talk about. So Michael found this, what looks like a dead moth here. It looks like just the wings. Now, moths are really, really cool for a lot of reasons. One of the really cool reasons is they have a very special kind of camouflage in some moths called mimicry. Now, mimicry is when an animal is camouflaged to look or appear like another animal, either to stay hidden or to look like another animal to scare predators away or to lure in their prey. Now for moths, this comes in the form of these eye spots. So if you see these really kind of yellow spots right there on their wings that don't blend in with everything very well, what those are for is when a moth is like sitting on a tree and birds are kind of coming around thinking they're going to take a little snack by eating them, what they're going to see is those eye spots, and they're going to think that that moth is a bigger bird, like a bird of prey, an owl or something like that. And then they're going to take off and they're not going to eat this guy. Now, you'll also see little black spots up towards the top here. Now those are very similar to the eye spots, however these are kind of made to look a little bit like a snake head. With different moths, especially things like atlas moths, they have really, really distinct tops of their wings that look very similar to snake heads, again to scare those predators away. Speaking of snakes and mimicry, there's actually this really cool, I believe it's kind of a Middle Eastern snake, and it's called the spider snake. Because what it does is it sticks out its tail out from its like burrow, wherever it is, and its tail has these little tendrils that come off of it to make it look like a little spider. And it waves its tail around to lure in its prey, and then it gets them when they come too close, which is pretty cool. Awesome. Ooh, wanna hold on to that? Ooh. Cool.
I need an umbrella.
Yeah.
Yeah, right in front of the sun.
We're on the move now.
I like that. I'll take a shower. Your face will turn green. I'll take water if you're going.
I record.
Yeah. All you have to do is point it straight ahead. It's already recording.
Just be super careful. Don't drop it.
And only record like us and like Munson and Caleb and Sarah. Don't get anybody else. I mean, you know, you can get the back of their heads, but when everybody turns around to like listen to Jackson, just point it like at your mom or at Munson, okay? Because not everybody wants to be on camera.
I just got it, Evan.
Thought about why, of course, it would taste sour. It'd be called a sourwood.
Yeah. Got a good taste though, like
Yeah, I like sour.
vibrant and alive tasting.
Evelyn, you gotta keep up, baby. Come on.
Well, lunch will rejuvenate us and make us feel better.
Oh, hey there, Joel Elizabeth. How are you doing?
What poor thing?
Oh, Evelyn dragging.
What's she doing?
Walking around, doing a little nature exploration.
Evelyn, please run to catch up.
I'm gonna cross the road first, and when I see that it's okay for you guys to cross, I'll let you know, and I want you guys to just cross really quickly into the grass there, and then we're gonna meet right by that trailhead.
How's that?
She's not letting me do the camera.
All right, Joe Elizabeth, I do think you've had your turn.
Crossing.
Oh, and just Evan, just for FYI.
All right, come on, out of the road. Out of the road. Come on.
Joy, you already had your turn.
All right, Evelyn, when you're holding the camera, only get us on the camera. Don't get anybody else, okay?
Alrighty guys, so we got another pretty cool edible plant here. This one's called sassafras, and if you've ever had root beer before, you have had a byproduct of sassafras, because they actually take the roots and they turn them into root beer. One of the reasons is because they are really, really high in sugar. They're able to store a lot of sugar in their cells, and so it's really cool. If you smell them or you taste them, they actually taste like Fruit Loops, which is pretty neat. So I'm going to come around and give you guys a little bit.
No lie. They smell like Fruit Loops. They taste like it. He's right.
Here, Sarah.
Okay.
It tastes like Fruit Loops.
You want a little taste? Oh, there we go.
That's wild.
I don't like it.
I wish Fruit Loops would use this. Oh, it smells just like Fruit Loops.
Can I eat this?
Root beer is not even close to Fruit Loops.
I don't like it.
Oh my gosh, I'm confused. Well, I guess if they use the root, maybe the root's different from the leaf.
I'm not getting the root beer. Are they
And these are really cool because this is one of the few plants that actually has a bunch of different kind of leaf shapes. Most plants will typically have 1 or 2 maybe leaf shapes, but these guys actually have like 4 or 5 different kinds because of how they grow. So the most common kind you'll see is this kind of like 3-lobed one that looks like a little dinosaur footprint here. But you'll also see, and let me see if I can find one here. You'll also see the elliptical ones that just look like a regular plant. Clear.
All right, come on across.
Cool. Heard of sassafras. Now we know what it is.
Dinosaur.
No, that's different. Oh,
sassafras and sourwood?
Mama.
It's like right on the ground in there. Oh, there it goes.
Hi, it's a monarch.
Yep. Oh, that's a monarch butterfly. Those orange and black ones that you see. At least most of the time they are monarch butterflies. Does anybody have a guess why they're such that bright orange color?
It's telling predators that it's poisonous.
Exactly. A lot of animals don't necessarily use their coloring to blend in as much as stand out. And that's one way for them to warn potential predators that they're dangerous to eat because they'll actually poison the predators. Poison dart frogs are very similar. They're very bright neon colors to warn predators away, even though it makes them visible and easier to see. The predators know not to eat them, which is pretty cool.
Dart frogs all have some colors. Bright blue, yellow, orange, and red.
Cool. Did not know that.
I'm kind of wishing for last year where it was kind of rainy and cool. Can't take the heat.
Oh, yeah.
That candlelight, that's kind of neat though.
It
was kind of like,
a little pine cone thing?
So, do you guys see this tree right here? So this is called an eastern hemlock tree. It's a conifer, and it's going to have these really, really small, kind of short, spiny leaves there. Now, about late spring, early summer, we start to see them budding. You can tell on the ends of most of these little twigs here, where there's much like brighter green leaves here, and that's the new buds that have grown. They've even started to grow little pine cones here that we can see. Now, you might notice something weird in that there's this like kind of whitish blue stuff covering all the trees. Does anybody have a guess what that's from? Yeah.
It's a cousin of, and all I know is a cousin of the mushroom.
Not quite, but good guess. Because trees do very often get fungal infections that spread over their leaves. However, this is actually a byproduct of a beetle called the woolly adeldrid. So back in like 1924, this beetle was transported to the U.S. and introduced on the East Coast by accident. And essentially what the woolly adeldrid does is it comes into these trees and it specifically likes the eastern hemlocks. And what it'll do is it'll basically destroy them extremely quickly. Now, it wasn't a huge problem because we didn't see a lot of large populations until about 10 or 15 years ago. And now what we're seeing is a lot of eastern hemlocks, just like this one, are getting this white stuff on it. So I would not be surprised if in a couple of years this guy unfortunately dies because of that invasive species. Now that said, a lot of trees aren't just in danger of those invasive species kind of coming in and eating them. Some trees can actually get sick, just like humans can, and they can spread diseases and things like that. One example of that is the American chestnut. You won't really find any full-grown American chestnuts around unless you're really, really looking. They're very, very rare, and they're protected as well because decades and decades ago they brought over the Chinese chestnut specifically to kind of this area in the Appalachians. The reason they brought it over from China is because the ecology in China, the kind of temperature and the humidity and all the plants and life that grows there can also survive really, really well here. For example, kudzu is another plant that came from China and has had a great time thriving here down in the south. So when they brought over the Chinese chestnut, it brought with it the chestnut blight, which was a sickness that these trees could get. And it spread to the American chestnuts and almost wiped them out, which is pretty incredible. You'll still see like American chestnut saplings here and there, but they'll never get to a full-grown point, which is really unfortunate. So we can walk back down.
You said this is from a caterpillar, right?
It's from a beetle, yeah.
So do you ever see the beetle?
Very, very rarely. They mainly come out at night, but you can sometimes see them
gosh, look at the mountain.
trunks a little bit, and they're called the woolly adeldrid. Pretty funky looking thing. It wouldn't be in the bug book, no, because they're not very like common household bugs.
Hey.
So we can walk down this way.
Have y'all ever had roasted chestnuts? They're marvelous.
I probably have
At some point. Like in Spain, you walk around at Christmas time and they've got little roasters out on the street and you get a little paper cone.
Data here? Okay, good luck.
Walk down the street, eat on the rock. Oh, there he is.
Whoever's got the bugs and slugs book, check and see if you can figure out what kind of black butterfly it is.
I can see a mountain in the background.
So when I'm on hikes and stuff, I always get the questions that have to do with like, how do these plants spread? Like, how do they grow somewhere and then continue spreading elsewhere? Well, it's different for different plants, like grass, for example. It mainly grows its roots out laterally, and as a result, it's able to kind of spread out that way. However, a lot of flowering plants have different methods of seed dispersal. One of those methods is by having like spiky burrs. So if you guys have ever seen a plant that has a seed that's kind of like spiky and it sticks to your clothes a little bit, that's on purpose. That's an evolutionary design that they have to be able to stick to animal fur and things like that as they crawl through the woods, and it'll stick to their fur, and those animals will walk somewhere else, and then those burrs will fall off and plant that new plant somewhere else, which is pretty cool. Now, these guys are very similar. Now, this one isn't full grown yet, so I'm not gonna pick it. However, if you've ever taken one of these and blown them, you'll notice all those little white things go everywhere, right? All of those are little seeds. So the wind carries those about as far as they can get, and then they land and plant more of them, which is one of the reasons why these guys are so common, which is pretty cool. Another plant I want to show you guys right here, and this is not a great example just because there's a lot of kind of foot traffic that goes through here, but if you look kind of in between, especially in a lot of our grassy field areas, you'll see a plant called plantain. Now, it looks kind of like this. It's got these big leaves right here that kind of come out. They're a little bit lobed. Now these plants are really cool. They're very, very common, and they don't really look particularly special. There's one right there that's kind of got a couple different leaves. And what's really cool about this is you can kind of mash it up, rub it over poison ivy if you get a rash on yourself from poison ivy, and it'll clear it right up, which is really cool. It's just one of the many uses of the plants around here.
I need to get some for my brother.
Yeah, it's great. It works like a charm. So let's keep moving this way, guys.
You want me to carry you like this instead?
That one with the big leaf. That's a plantain. But all weeds are so useful.
Yeah. We're terrible when you treat them. You pull out.
I love them.
You want to get up on the shoulders again?
That's the sign I was talking about.
Oh, is that where the dining hall's going to be?
Uh-huh.
Kind of makes sense. Like sort of like moving that way, right? Wow, that's crazy cool.
Yeah.
Like my first year here, it was before they built the deck, so I remember going in the other way. Like it used to be like you'd be on the parade grounds, and then like you know that dip that goes down the back to the dining hall.
Oh really?
Yeah. And then either my second year or third year here, then they built the deck on the back.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then flipped it around.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's where you remember all that stuff, and you're like, man, sure. And then I'm sure, like, you know, if you talk to somebody who came in the 70s, they'd be like, oh yeah, that stuff was all new. Like, you could on campfires on the parade ground here. That's it. Dining hall there. Woo. Walk up. We are going down. Until you save. Away from the sun. You are? Oh. Here we go.
And they don't get extra credit. Nothing. It's awful.
So it just got dark pretty fast, didn't it? So the reason for that is we just got under a lot of these guys. Now these are not actually trees, they're actually considered shrubs because they don't grow as high enough to qualify as trees, though they can grow very, very high on rare occasions. Does anybody know what this plant is?
I mean, I thought there was some kind of magnolia.
Very similar.
Not laurel?
Tunnel tree.
Almost. Rhododendron.
Really?
Yeah.
She said it right here.
Oh, nice.
I didn't hear.
So the main difference or the main distinction between rhododendron and mountain laurel, they're very, very similar. They're these kind of snaking shrubs, is the size of the leaf and also the color of the flower. Now, these guys have these really big, thick, long leaves, whereas mountain laurel typically has leaves that are between 1.5 to 3 inches long. Mountain laurel also tends, though not always, blooms white, and then rhododendron tends to, but does not always, bloom pink. Which is, if you guys have been seeing those big pink blooms here and there on camp, those come from these really cool rhododendron shrubs. A cool part of this is that these guys, their leaves, when it gets too cold outside, they'll actually curl up in on themselves a little bit, which is really neat, and not a lot of plants are able to do that. It's very similar to the kind of phototropism we were talking about with the sourwood trees. They're able to move around based on their environmental factors. So one other kind of neat thing I want to mention about this is the reason that we have so much mountain laurel and so much rhododendron up here is because the biome that we're in is technically called a deciduous rainforest. So when you're up at camp, you're actually in the rainforest, which is pretty neat. You'll see a lot of these, especially by our waterways, our creeks, and our lakes and stuff. You'll see a lot more of this stuff, and that's one of the reasons why a lot of the ecology from places like China and some parts of like Middle Africa are really, really able to thrive in this area pretty well. Cool. Let's head on down this way. Yep. When they die, they curl up too.
Like people.
Curl up and die.
So when you look at places where there's a lot of rhododendron, mostly rhododendron, not as much mountain laurel, but a little bit, you'll notice that there probably aren't a lot of other plants growing around. Like when we look around, especially in the areas with a lot of rhodo, we don't see many other plants. Why do you guys think that is?
They cover up the sun.
They're more like a parasite.
Kind of, yeah, and exactly. They basically, because of their thick leaves and the fact that they grow so low, anything new that's trying to grow isn't going to be able to get an adequate amount of sunlight, so they're able to kind of dominate the space really, really effectively. Plus, they also don't need as much sunlight as a lot of other plants do, though they do need a lot of water, which is kind of the trade-off.
Huh.
Well, here is something we can talk about. Cool. So I don't believe this is where someone actually set up a campfire. It looks like they just kind of dumped the ashes out here. But when you go out and you go camping and you build a fire and you build your campfire, you have your s'mores, you do all that, you put your fire out safely. The next day, do you want to go to, like, say I don't want to build my fire here and I want to build my fire over there. Do I want to do that?
No.
Why wouldn't I want to build a second fire there?
Because it could spread.
So one, it could spread, but what else? What do you think it does when you build a fire on a spot?
Doesn't it kill all the bugs and stuff?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really bad for the ground and anything that's living there. So what's happening, because of the different kinds of carbons and other chemicals that are released by fire that kind of turn the wood into this charcoal, what's going to happen is that stuff is going to seep down into the earth. And even if you clean up your fire and you're super safe about it and you do everything you can, no matter what, it's still going to basically kill everything that you built that fire on top of, and nothing new is going to be able to grow there for a long, long time, which is why if you ever go camping, if there's already a fire pit, just make your fire in there. That way you're not having to spread those spots out a whole lot.
I think this is almost finished.
Okay.
This one does.
Yeah, we saved it last time, didn't we?
Yeah, you lay on Daddy's hand and take a nap on Daddy's hand. You want to do that? My mother would love this. She was actually good friends with Rudy Macy. She really loved it.
Instead of one?
Yeah, so if you inhale rhododendron smoke when you burn it, it'll act to speed up your digestion, and you'll end up with the rhodosquirts, is what we like to affectionately call them. So the trick to when you're collecting firewood, especially out here, is finding those straight pieces, not a lot of those curvy, kind of sinewy pieces that have those vertical lines in them. That's kind of one way you can tell what it looks like here. You'll see there's a very, very thin layer of bark and then like very straight lines that run down the wood.
That's bad. Straight onto that.
Yes.
Straight onto that.
When we went Labor Day, no, it is a nature walk. And back to the hatchet. I'm just hungry and thirsty.
I'm hungry too.
Okay, well, it's 10 minutes till lunchtime. 20 minutes till lunchtime.
They're still playing hatchet?
No, they're doing BB guns.
That's what I wanted to do.
I know, but we made an executive decision to do the nature walk. I'm sorry.
Carrying something.
Oh yeah, look at that.
What's this?
Looks like he's carrying a little dead like that. This is a rhododendron leaf.
Hey, look. Picked up a
Yeah. So ants are really cool. One of the ways that they are really cool is that ants actually have like the biggest amount of strength compared to their body mass of almost any other animal. So they're able to carry stuff sometimes, depending on the species of ant, up to 100 times heavier than themselves, which is pretty incredible. Cool, cool. He's got like a little moth or something. Awesome. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah. Their trick is they've got their legs on the front parts of their body and the back parts of their body, and then they're just like a regular worm in the middle, and they just push themselves forward slowly but surely.
The one that was on me yesterday was bright green, and this one's brown.
This one's a little more mature. The bright green ones are typically a little bit younger.
Can I try it?
Yeah. All right.
Is it inch worm?
Mm-hmm. To see how it kind of inches along.
I love that.
Well, I have one more thing that I want to show you guys before we wrap up, and it's kind of up this way to the concrete. bottom here where these two trees used to be separate, but they've grown together because they're the same species, and they kind of just morphed into each other as they grew very, very slowly over time, which is pretty neat. Trees have really cool growth patterns. A lot of times, sometimes you'll see a tree where like their like main trunk has like broken off halfway, but there's a limb right there, and they'll just keep growing out of that limb. So as long as some part of that tree is still alive, it's going to continue to grow towards the sun, depending on the kind of plant it is, which is pretty neat.
Good try.
Can I just hold it? No. There's an inchworm. Can I hold it, Evan, please? Give it back, okay? Okay.
So, this hole right here is really cool. Now, right now, it is just a hole. However, we've been really lucky, so I guess fortunately, we've been really lucky to not have a lot of rain recently. We've had some pretty great weather, and so there's not a lot of water flow happening. Now, this actually leads down to a natural spring. So both of our camp lakes, Lake Sudi specifically, is fed by natural watershed, rainfall, and a lot of natural springs that are down here up around in this kind of area that kind of surround camp here up on the like edge of the mountains here. This is one of them, and when it rains a lot, you can actually see very, very clear water just bubbling up constantly out of it, kind of flowing down there. And you can see where it kind of goes under the gravel path there. What's really cool about this is all of this water kind of comes from underground. It's pushed into Lake Sudi from different underground spots, as well as it just flows in from creeks. That water from Sudi is pumped into Lake Rotary, which falls down into Shower Bath Falls, which falls down into Rainbow Falls, and then eventually intersects with the Middle Saluda River, and then all the way down to the Atlantic Ocean, which is pretty cool. Now, not all water from this area makes its way down to the Atlantic Ocean. Camp property is actually located on a line called the Continental Divide. The Continental Divide is really cool. When you go to Pretty Place, if you look to your left, you'll see that ridge line out there. That's the Continental Divide, meaning that everything on our side falls into the Atlantic Ocean eventually, and everything on the other side goes down into the Mississippi River, which is really cool that we kind of right up against the edge there. Did you have a question?
What's this bug right here with the horns?
Let's check them out. Oh! Whoop! Where'd he go? It's a little beetle guy. Beetles are really cool. So beetles as like a category in like the hierarchy of animal classification, they're considered an order. So family, class, order, no, kingdom, phylum, class, family, genus, species. And the order kind of falls between phylum and class. So beetles are actually one of the oldest and more numerous of all the orders of life on Earth. So you'll find like more beetles than you will find primates and things like that. Beetles there's all kinds. Even in just this area, there are like dozens of different kinds of beetles, large and small. I saw, I believe, I don't remember what species it was, but I saw a beetle coming out of my house the other day that was about this big. It was huge and black and shiny and had those really cool horns. Now, they use those horns for different things depending on the type of beetle. Some beetles use them to help them hunt and feed, though a lot of beetles, being social creatures, will actually use them to compete for mates. If you've ever seen kind of rams or goats ram into each other with their horns, beetles do a very similar thing. They kind of wrestle with their horns as a way to prove dominance for their mates and things like that, which is pretty neat. Cool, cool. All right, well, it's about 12:15 now, so we can start heading back towards the dining hall for lunch. But as we're going, if you guys have any more questions, feel free to oh, yeah.
That tree back there, it looks like it has like little, like white, like bolts on it. The stump. What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah. That stump out there? Yep, those are little shelf fungus. So they're different from other funguses and lichens and things like that, in that if this was the tree trunk, they're typically going to grow onto the side and then they'll grow out horizontally with a flat bottom. This is a way for them to kind of gather more nutrients, pull more from the tree, while growing their surface area as well. They can collect a lot more water because it both runs off of the tree and drips down from above and can get into contact with the tops of them. You can sometimes see some really huge shelf funguses. We've got one in the Nature Center that's about that big, especially down kind of near Rainbow, near those kind of more humid, watery areas. You'll see a lot of those big old shelf funguses. They're really neat. Cool.
Any water in there?
Volleyball at 145.
Shower bath falls are cool. Yeah, and a nice, easy little walk, little hike.
Here's a rainbow.
Yeah, I've been intimidated out of Rainbow.
My legs are so sore from yesterday. Oh, I bet.
But I think it's actually it is.
So everyone kind of.
Is everything kind of blurry? Something wrong with the lens? Better get this to Mr. Munson. Slow battery.